Hello human beings, this is Elisha and welcome back to another video. As you guys can see that today we are outside in a beautiful weather and you guys can see that I am cooking myself. What I'm cooking is a chicken karahi. It's a very common Pakistani dish and very easy to make and very delicious when it comes to eating. So I'm gonna teach you how to make it. Okay, so let's start with the ingredients real quick. And since you guys know that it's a chicken karahi, so the main ingredient in this particular dish is chicken, of course. You guys can use any kind of chicken, whole chicken, chicken breast, chicken leg pieces, anything. It has to be chicken. Second thing we are going to use is the red chili powder. Then we are going to use some salt to enhance the taste of that dish. Then we are going to use the turmeric powder, and then we are going to use the garlic paste we have made in the house, in-house garlic paste. This is known as the powder of coriander seeds and cumin seeds. So this is the main ingredient which will give you the taste of that Karachi ki chicken karahi. There is another main ingredient in this particular dish, and that is tomatoes. Of course, chicken and tomato paste is the main ingredient. Okay, so with that being said, let's start to make, and if there is anything I have forgotten about, I'll just let you guys know while I'm making that. Okay, so first of all, you have to make sure that the pan you're making that karahi in, that has to be very clean. So after that, we have to put the oil. It has to be enough so that you can actually fry your chicken, because that's the first step we are doing. We are frying the chicken, looking for the oil to actually just heat up a little bit so that when we throw the chicken into it, doesn't get stuck at the bottom. Alright, so the oil is heated up. So now we are doing is we are throwing the chicken into this oil. Simple.
How's the cooking going? How many bees have you killed now? Huh?
Probably 7.
7 bees.
I'm just afraid that if they will bite me, I have to go to the hospital. So that's why I'm just trying to make sure everything is secure here. This is my property. No invaders are allowed. So when the chicken is getting fried, just for the smell to be not there, you have to use the garlic paste. I basically just use a little bit, like a half teaspoon. Just throw it there so that to give it a little bit of a nice odor, a nice smell. You know, when you are making karahi, you have to make sure that the chicken is not breaking up. A quick disclaimer, you guys can actually make this inside too. It's not a big deal. I'm just making it outside because it's a nice weather and I mean nice background too. So that's why I'm just making it outside. Okay, so in the meanwhile, what I usually do is I just cut the green chilies. क्या हो गया? अबे टांग पे बैठ रही थी मेरी. How many chilies do you want to use? If you want it more spicy, you can add more. I basically want it a little bit mild spicy, so I don't really want to add more. Okay, so the rule of thumb when you're adding the tomatoes in the chicken karahi is that you want to take the exact amount of the tomatoes when adding to the chicken, which means I think that I'm making more confused. So for example, if you're taking 1 kilo chicken, you have to add 1 kilo of tomatoes. Simple rule of thumb. If you're adding a little bit less, then you might make it a little bit dry chicken karahi, which is perfectly fine. but for my taste, I usually have to have it in somewhere like in a middle class. So I just add the exact amount of tomatoes as I'm adding the chicken. So 1 kilo chicken, 1 kilo tomatoes, half a kilo chicken, half a kilo tomatoes. There is no any exact way to cut the tomatoes. You can cut them as you like. And all of this we are doing while the chicken is getting fried. Okay, so you have to make sure that you're not, whatever the amount of chicken you're frying, you're not frying it 100%. You have to leave it 90%. And then once you know that this is 90% done, you have to put them, like you have to take it out and put it on side. Usually I just put it on the napkin so that it becomes dry. Okay.
What happened?
Bees. I hate bees, bro. Alright, so since we have taken out the chicken and put it on side so that it becomes a little bit dry, then after that we are going to add the tomatoes. Just the tomatoes, nothing else. In the same oil in which we fried the chicken. Since I don't have 1 kilo of tomatoes, so what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit of a paste of tomatoes to it. Okay, since we have put the tomatoes in the same oil which we have fried the chicken in, we are going to start adding the ingredients. So the first ingredient I usually add is the red chili powder. So just add 2, actually just 1.5. Turmeric powder, haldi, just a little bit. You have to add salt, the main ingredient. Usually just I just eyeball it and just add it, so that it doesn't, because when you're adding the salt into this, you have to make sure that you are frying the salt. It's not going to give you the taste right away. You have to wait for it. With the salt, the other thing is, which is very interesting, not a lot of people, I mean maybe a lot of people, they know about it, but you can add the salt even after the dish is ready. But if the salt is too much, you can't, there is no any way to decrease the amount of salt into any other dish. So that's why I just eyeball it. Hasbe zaiqa. So since we were talking about the main ingredient, which is the cumin powder and the coriander seed powder, so we are going to add it a little bit, like this much amount, and just throw it into that. The interesting fact about the tomatoes is that they have their own water inside that. Now when we are frying that tomatoes, we have to make sure that all the water which was inside the tomatoes is evaporated. And the only trick to check that if all the water is evaporated is that when these bubbles will be stopped. That's the trick. So when these bubbles will be stopped, then you will know actually that all the water which was inside the tomatoes has been evaporated. So it's up to you that you want to add those chilies which you have cut before. If you want to add those chilies at this point, or if you just want to wait a little bit more and then you just want to add it later. It depends on you. Gordon Ramsay, maybe not a lot of people, you guys know him, or maybe he actually came to me once and he asked me how to make chicken karahi. So I'm making this video for him to learn, bro. He's a food critic.
He's gonna roast you, bro.
Nah, he's gonna roast. Okay, so one of the things which I personally like to do is to burn a coal. It's a coal, and I just put it on the fire while the karahi is being made. When we are going to put that coal into the karahi, the only reason why we do it is just to create that aroma or the taste of the coal, so that as if it's made on those coals. So the tomato paste is 80% ready. So what we are doing right now is we are adding the chicken. So since we have added the chicken into it, now what we're going to do is we are going to add the mixture of coriander seeds and cumin, which is सूखा धनिया और जीरा का mixture जो we made. We will add that again. Don't worry about it. Add it as much as you want. There is nothing wrong with it. Okay? Just add as much as you want. There is no any rule or something like that for it. The more you add, the more taste you will get off it. Last but not the least, you have to use the fresh coriander. You guys can check it out, just like this, and just throw it on the top. Okay, so just take a little piece of aluminum and just fold it so that it just make a, yeah, just like a little bit like a cup, so that we can actually throw the coal in on it. Okay, so the coal which was getting ready is right here. I have to take it out. Okay. Put it there. Okay. And then put the coals into this. Smell that? Okay. Now, this is my favorite part. Just like this, and then you close it. There you go. And your chicken karahi is ready just like that. Alright guys, so just like that your karahi is ready. The chicken karahi तैयार हो चुकी है. And you guys know, if you guys like the video, please hit the subs, like, comment and share. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace out.